So with the Boeing 797 original widebody concept now being put on hold, many new concepts have been placed back on the drawing board. Some have speculated accelerated development of Boeing's next single-aisle. However, one new concept has also been considered, and this one has received relatively little attention in the aviation industry. The NLT project, or New Light Twin, was conceived in 2011 and was supposed to be Boeing's future offering in the middle of the market. But what then would the NLT look like? Well, that's what we'll find out in today's analysis. But before we do, if you haven't already done so, do consider subscribing and stay tuned for more great videos on the way. Do also stay tuned for some brand new aviation content to supplement the weekly analysis and epic comparisons. Right, let's kickstart this analysis. Before we start though, just a final reminder to follow the newly revamped Airplane Productions Instagram page. Follow the page for more quick aviation content. So then, the Boeing NLT. It fills a market between the long-range widebodies and smaller single-aisles, with Boeing terming this market with the term middle of the market. The program is supposed to be a modern interpretation of the original 757 and 767 programs, with it being developed alongside the new mid-sized airplane. The new mid-sized airplane was supposed to be the new single-aisle, while the NLT was supposed to be a small widebody. So what performances did the New Light Twin have? Well, complementing the smaller NMA in size and capacity, the new NLT was to cover the 200 to 240 seat market with a range of 5,000 nautical miles. It would most likely come in two variants: a smaller one with more range but less seats, and a larger one with more seats but less range, both having similar airframes and engines as well as the same takeoff weights. The aircraft would be smaller than 767 but slightly larger than the 757. This sounds awfully similar to the shelved 797. But what then is the difference? Well, the big one is that the Boeing NLT would be developed alongside a new single-aisle, similar back in the 80s when the 757 was developed alongside 767. With the smaller single-aisle seating 160 to 200 passengers and the larger NLT seating 200 to 240. Both the single-aisle and this NLT could share similar engines, and more importantly, flight control systems could be similar, reducing time needed for pilots to transition between both. The second difference is that the NLT is positioned slightly smaller than the NMA, making it closer to the new single-aisle. But why then build the NLT instead of a large single-aisle? Well, larger single-aisles crossing into widebody capacity would suffer from high turnaround times compared to smaller widebodies. Furthermore, it would provide a nicer, more comfortable cabin compared to tighter single-aisles, improving passenger well-being, which is important on these longer flights. With a designed cruise speed of Mach 0.8, it could cut down on flight time, something which is more noticeable on longer flights. And lastly, a widebody would provide higher cabin pressure and lower altitude, improving the comfort of passengers on longer flights. Negatives would include higher trip costs overall. While the NLT could utilize new engines similar to 777X, a composite fuselage, and more new technologies, it will still have higher trip costs than the single-aisle, while maintenance costs will definitely be higher overall. That said, Boeing is trying to get the seat costs on par with the single-aisle. The cargo capacity would be reduced overall compared to a widebody, which is the main downside of the NLT or any small widebody, including the 797. Limited cargo space, especially for a widebody. The NLT and the smaller single-aisle would most likely use the same new technologies and similar flight decks like the 757 and 767 did. One thing Boeing would have to take note is that building a larger single aisle would be more expensive compared to today's 737. This is one of the reasons why the 757 didn't go on to sell as well, due to its higher purchase price compared to smaller single aisle. Thus, Boeing would have to keep production costs in check. We could see an NLT featuring the same new engine technologies from the 777X, scaled down to around 50,000 pounds of thrust. The composite fuselage isn't confirmed, as it will be expensive to build. One good thing is that Boeing already has NLT concepts drawn up, thus it will be able to be brought to the market quickly. How then will Boeing draw up their next product? Well, nobody knows. But with the XLR being the only purpose-modified aircraft flying into this middle of the market, Boeing will have to make a quick move. Whether it be a large single aisle, a small widebody, or maybe both developed together as we see here, well, only time will tell. The airplane productions believes that with the MAX return definitely coming soon, Boeing should not build a new single aisle now, as it would complicate their product line. Rather than that, they should come up with something else, something unchallenged by Airbus, giving their product strategy a clear advantage and giving rival Airbus something to work on. Do you agree with this verdict? And if you don't, why so? Do comment. Thanks for watching and do stay tuned for more great videos on the way. Do also stay tuned for some brand new aviation content making its way to the channel soon. Till we meet then, wishing everyone a truly clear sky ahead.